In the age of exploration, many European explorers went on journeys around the world in search of land, gold, and spices. They sailed the oceans to explore the unknown. But life on the seas was no picnic. People on these voyages faced terrible food, illness, and poor living conditions. Here is a description of what life might have been like for young sailors on these journeys. On a ship, young boys served as pages. On land, a page worked for a knight. At sea, he worked for a captain. Pages did all sorts of odd jobs. They carried messages, mopped the deck, helped pass out food, and cleaned up after meals. Older boys might be asked to work the bilge pumps. Even the best ships sometimes sprang a leak. If the ship leaked too much, it might sink. To keep that from happening, sailors had to pump water out of the ship using a bilge pump. This was a terrible job. The bilge water was disgusting. It smelled bad and it made the sailors sick. After pumping bilge water all day, it would have been great to sit down to a nice, warm meal. Unfortunately, sailors did not get many warm meals. For most meals, they got hardtack. Hardtack was a kind of bread that was baked over and over. Hardtack was so hard, it was tough to eat. Sailors had to soak it in a drink to soften it up. The good thing about hardtack, though, was that it would not spoil on a long voyage. It was so hard, bugs had trouble getting into it, unless it got wet. Once it got wet, weevils and other bugs could and did get into it. But you could usually see them and brush them off with your fingers. If a voyage was going well, sailors might get other kinds of food. They might get a little salted meat now and then. They might get some fish or a few beans. But if supplies were running low, they might get nothing but hardtack. The diet on sailing ships was so bad that many sailors got sick. Lots of them got a disease called scurvy. Today, we know now that scurvy is caused by a lack of vitamin C, found in fresh fruits and vegetables. In the age of exploration, people did not know this. So many sailors died. After a long day of work, sailors were ready to fall into bed and rest their aching bones. They were ready, but there were no beds for them to fall into. The captain had a bed to sleep in, but the sailors did not. They slept on the deck. As the ship rolled back and forth with the waves, the sailors rolled with it. Most sailors had to stand watch for part of the night. When that was done, they could sleep for a few hours. In the morning, they would get up and do it all over again. A sailor's day started bright and early.